Good evening and welcome to Sea Fishing with CJ. Back down at Tony's Tackle. Now you may recall that we did a video the other day in Tony's about fishing reels, and at the time Tony was talking about the fact that he had a new rod coming in, the Dreamcast III, which he was very excited about. So just got a phone call from him to say that the rods have arrived, so we've rushed down here for a hot press review of this new rod. Which Tony says is a diamond. So let's have a look at it and see how it goes. So we're in Tony's shop here, and obviously it's quite busy because there's comps going on tonight and all sorts of things. But in all of that, he's got.
Sorry, Jace, but
yeah.
Right, hang on a second.
Yeah. Just going to unbag one of these rods.
Right, let's have a look. Okay. Right, this is the rod.
Hang on, let's tell you what, let's get a mic on. Go on. Okay, so here we are, we're in Tony's shop and he's just got the rod out of the bag for me and we're having a look at it, and I have to say, first impressions, now, I do not need another rod.
Yes, you do. Well, this is a lovely rod. It's a bit lighter than some of the others on the market. It will cast up to 6 ounce.
Right.
What,
but it'll obviously 6 ounce
go,
plus bait, yeah?
Yeah, but it'll obviously go better with a 4 or 5.
Yeah.
I decided not to go the full Monty for the £400 rod.
Yeah.
Because generally the people who come in here, they're just normal people, and what you'll find with a rod that's slightly lighter is that they can cast it with no effort at all.
Yeah.
And that's what I've aimed for, rather than someone who comes to buy this and they can't bend it. So it doesn't cast any distance. We took a lot of pride in the livery, which you can see.
Yeah, no, it's beautiful.
We used the Dreamcast name.
So we're just looking at the livery. Tony's Tackle, Dreamcast III-Surf. What does a 4200? That's the length, I take it.
That's 14 foot.
Yeah, 4.2 metres. Yeah.
Yeah.
14-foot rod.
Yeah, we focus on the livery, which is really nice, and basically took us a lot of time, but I think I got it right. Hope so.
Yeah.
Beautiful carbon effect on here.
Yeah.
Which sets it off, and the big gamble was on the red here, but as you can see, I think it's come out quite nice. The other option was yellow, and then I think it might have been too bright. You with me?
No, but
so we toned it down a bit.
I think that's really nice.
But
it's kind of holographic almost.
And the other thing I did, which was a little bit different, is I personally don't like quiver tips.
No.
It's just a personal thing.
Yeah.
And I built a solid tip.
Right.
Well, I didn't build it. It was built with a solid tip.
But to your design,
and I found it gives you a little bit more power.
Yeah.
So it will cast that little bit further.
Right, yeah.
Whereas sometimes the quiver tip will collapse a bit.
Yeah.
And it won't go quite so far.
No, quite.
But lovely finished rod. The great thing is it's not out of people's budget. We've been selling it on a deal for $160 with our Sea Match book.
Right, okay.
Optional, or if not, you can pay $139.99 for just the rod.
$139.99.
Which is really good. The main thing is, the reason it's cheaper is because there's no one in the middle.
No.
We've gone direct and got it made.
Yeah.
There's no one in the middle putting on extra, paying people's wages, putting extra money on all the way. So therefore it's a great value rod, you know. This is Sea Match, which we own.
Right.
And a nice little touch on here, I don't know if you can see, is these little hooks.
Yeah.
Something a little bit different.
Yeah.
But all in these little panels, I've put Tony's Tackle and then a nice hook there.
Hook on it.
It's all, you know, it's elaborate, but it does look nice. Simply the best on the bottom.
Yeah.
And
slim, innit?
Nice rings. Can't fault it really.
No.
We've got spares in case there's any disasters, anyone treads on the tip or anything like that. We've got a few spares in stock, middle sections, butt sections.
And so you've got a deal. You've got a deal in sea angler and.
I've got it advert in sea angler and freshwater informer.
And what's the deal? What's the deal?
It's $159.99 with the Sea Match fishing book.
Right.
So it enables you to get the book for around about £20.
Yeah.
And it's $139.99 if you just buy the rod on its own.
What about with the reel? There was a deal with the reel.
The deal with the reel, which matches it, the one I showed you in another video.
So this is the Pen Rival, yeah?
Yeah, this is the Pen Rival, the gold.
Yeah.
And that all matches as well.
Lovely, isn't it?
And that comes complete to you at around about, I think it's $229.99. So that really brings it down to a nice price for a rod and reel combo.
Yeah. And a proper, a good rod and reel combo.
Yeah,
not one of
very
these cheap
good. You know,
kits.
I must admit, it's got 180 on here, which obviously says it goes up to sort of nearly 7 or 8 ounce. But I'm afraid all these rods from the Far East, they overgun them a little bit.
Yeah.
I would like to see people using a 5 or 6 ounce. You know, 4, 5 or 6.
Yeah.
I think if you start putting 7s on it, like everything, you may get problems, you know.
I don't like casting it, and that's not accounting for the bait.
Well, I think it's when you start to use a 7 ounce, it's time to get the big rods out. You know what I mean?
No, absolutely.
But very nice rod.
Yeah, no, looking forward to seeing that in action.
Yeah, we're going to give it a go Saturday, aren't we?
Yeah, that's the plan.
Yeah, I've got a match on Saturday, and then we'll give it a go. I've already cast it. It casts beautiful.
Yeah.
And the main thing is, a lot of people who come in here, they're just average guys, and they should, you can't guarantee it, should put 10 or 15 yards on their cast.
Right, okay.
Just prove basically it being an easy rod to go. It's not sloppy by any means.
Can we put a tip on it and just see the bend?
Yeah, of course. The other thing I noticed is it fits very well. I've got a lot of the 3-piece rods that come in here.
Oh yeah, they're stiff as hell.
I'm always having to rub a bit of light emery cloth over them and mess about with them.
Which is never good to do that.
This has been made beautiful because it fits just right. Look, you've got a little gap there.
Yeah, no, that's how it should be.
For 2 or 3 years wear.
Yeah.
And really is nice. And it feels lovely, to be honest with you.
Right, it's just this. I'll tell you, if I hold on to it.
Yeah, of course you can.
And if you go and hold the tip.
I'll show you the tip.
Yeah. Whoops. It feels lovely. It feels light. Oh yeah. Oh,
see, it's quite powerful.
Powerful, right? The bottom 2/3 is just all power, isn't it?
It's not a real out-and-out casting rod. It's more of a fishing rod.
It's a fishing rod, yeah.
And you'll enjoy it as well. That's the main thing.
Yeah, no, cracking rod. Well done, Tony.
Looks like another one might be going out there.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm going to get them in the racks quick enough here.
People in the background, you can hear probably are people buying rods, actually. So, if you're interested in one of these rods, I think you really need to get in here quick.
We did think we weren't going to get them for Christmas, so it's been a right bonus.
Yeah.
Obviously, we'll do well in the next week, I hope.
Right, lovely.
Hope so, anyway.
Yeah. Right, well, the next bit of video you'll see is we take you down the beach and we give it a wallop off the beach, which will be Saturday, hopefully. Saturday, Tony's fishing the competition Saturday, so I shall meet him down there, and because I'm going to film the competition. I'm filming fishing the competition, but we'll also have a go with this. Yeah, really looking forward to it.
Yeah, nice.
So, thanks very much for that.
Thank you.
Yeah. So, we're now down on the beach with Tony's Dreamcast Surf 4.2 or 4,200, the Dreamcast 3, made specifically by Tony's design for Tony's tackle. And we're going to give it a little go. Going to see how it casts. We might whack some baits out and see if we can get a bite on it and see what its bite indication's like. But we'll get it out of the bag and have a look at this bad boy in the daylight, out of the shop. Got Billy Bob down here with me, but what I haven't got is loads of people in the shop trying to buy rods whilst I'm trying to film. So let's have a look at this. Obviously comes in its own bag. 3-piece rod. Straight out of the packet this. Never been seen by man. Well, I don't think it's come out of the rod bag since he's had it in the shop. Simply the best. certainly is. Right, I'll take this label off. Let's put this together. I must admit, it is a sexy looking rod. The Dreamcast 3. Simply the best. We'll find that out for ourselves in a minute. Tony's tackle. So, designed for easy action casting by Tony Kirrage, the man himself. And first impressions, it's a very sexy looking rod. It's very nicely appointed. It's got nice fittings on it. It's the colours are very nice and understated. They've obviously spent some time on that, given that some thought. It's got the forward sloped guides to help reduce the chance of a line twist looping over an eye in the cast. Yeah, very nice, and it feels solid, but we'll find out in a minute. Right, so I'm going to be matching this rod with my Pen Affinity. Now the deal that Tony's doing is actually it's matched with a Pen Rival, which is also a very nice rod, very nice reel, and it has a matching livery with the rod, so it's a black and gold reel to go with the black and gold livery on the rod, which means it will look very nice, very nice on the beach. I know what it looks like isn't the most important thing, but it is important. Now, if this was my rod, I would put a bait cannon on there, and there's plenty of room to do that in the right position. But today I'm going to be using a finger fob. Nice size rings, which means that you can fit a reasonable size clip will feed through them, so you haven't got to be retying your clips when you are tackling up. I like to keep the clip on the end of my line, helps it control it on the reel when it's in my tackle box. And these are Trident tackle clips, so they've got a bit of plastic on them, which helps protect the rings when you're passing them through, so you're not passing too much metal through the eyes. And all we're going to do, we're going to start off with a 3.5 ounce lead, and then just have a couple of lazy lobs with that, and then we'll gradually build the weight up until we're casting 5 ounce leads. So initially, we're just using a little 3.5 ounce shore cast lead, nice and highly visible, so we should be able to see it flying through the air, and then we'll gradually build it up to a heavier weight. Right, so first of all we're going to do is just a little lazy over the head cast. Just see what it feels like. It's a brand new rod out of the bag. It's always a good idea to give them a couple of lazy casts. Oh, it's got a nice shaped grip there, I like that. So just a lazy over the head. Well, that feels nice. That felt very nice. And it went out, considering that was just a lazy over the head cast. Looks lovely action on it. That's just a 3.5 ounce lead. Just a lazy overhead cast. That's better. Let's try an off the ground cast next. So we're going to try an off the ground cast. Whoa, yeah. 3.5 ounce lead, and that has gone miles. Yeah, Billy Bob, I agree. It was a good cast, wasn't it, mate? There's a razor bill. Right, remember this is only a 3.5 ounce lead, so we're going to up the grade, up the leads a little bit in a minute. That's better. Woo! Right, gone straight up to 5 ounce lead, not messing around. So 5 ounces on here, off the ground. Well, it handled that really well. Yes. Yes, Billy Bob, you're right. That was straight down the middle. And this rod handled it beautifully. Beautifully. Effortless. Effortless cast. I must admit, it matches this reel very nicely. Obviously, I haven't tried it with a rival, so I can't comment, but it does match this reel nicely. See if we can get a bend in this rod. Woo! It is a Dreamcast. It is a Dreamcast. We're going to have one more couple of chucks with the camera in a different angle, and then we're going to put some bait on and just sit and see if we get a bite, see what its bite indication's like. That one was a good one. Still slicing it a little bit right. I've got to try and get it straight down the middle. Maybe need to position my feet slightly different. I must admit, this is very like the Q7 and the Q6 rods that I had. Very like it, and I understand it's from the same factory, so that probably explains why. And I know that that was a very nice rod. Very nice rod. A Dreamcast. Billy Bob, Stay there then. Oh, that's better. Yeah, that was better, wasn't it? That was better. The problem with whacking it out a long way, it takes you a long time to wind it in. Right, let's get some bait on here and let's whack it out and see if we can't catch something. See if we can see what the bite indication's like. Right, so we've got 3 hooks, 3-hook flapper or clip down paternoster rig with some quite nice frozen black lug actually. I mean it's frozen but it's actually quite nice. So we'll whack that out, see if we can get that down the middle and see if we can't get a bite. So I'd like to see how this rod performs when you've got a whiting rattling on it. So here we go, it's all clipped down. Nice off the ground cast, and we're going to whack it down the fairway onto the green. It's the plan. Ah, that's better. Obviously the weight of the worms, I felt them, and it slowed it down in the cast a little bit, but it still went out a reasonable distance. Get that lead to settle, take the slack out. Come on lead, hook in. Right, let's get this onto the tripod. Yeah, well the lead is gripping nicely. Got a bit sideways wind on it, but should be all right. Right, let's sit and wait. Okay, so we've got the lead out, 3 baits, 3 hooks. Let's sit and see if we get some sort of a rattle on this rod. I want to see how it performs when there's a fish tugging at it. Yeah, it might not start happening until it gets dark, but we'll sit and wait and see. If needs be, I'll get some lights on. Sits very nicely in the rod rest. It's not bending over at the tip, so whoa, hello. It's a little tug then, I think. Maybe a fish or a bit of weed, we'll see. We'll see if it starts rattling. Yeah, another little tiny tug there. Be nice to christen it, even though it's not my rod. It would be nice to christen it with a fish, first time out. Oh, don't know, might be the first fish caught with one of these rods. Don't know if anybody managed to fish them last night. There were quite a few sold, I believe. Oh yes, oh yes. It's definitely a whiting bite, isn't it? 3 baits out there, let's see if we can pick up the threesome on it. The wind's blowing quite fresh now, and yet the rod is coping with that perfectly. It's not bouncing around in the wind at all. But I've just had a decisive little bite there, and it picked it up straight away. Yep, come on, keep knocking. Let's hope this is focused in on that. Yeah, it's still rattling away there, isn't it? Definitely something on there. Next little knock, we'll go down here. There we go. Let's go and wind that in. Let's see if we can be the first person to have a fish on the Dreamcast 3. Nothing banging around on here, but that doesn't mean to say that there's not a fish on here. Come on. Should be having you. Oh yes. Oh. So there we go. So the first whiting on a Dreamcast 3. So not a blank. And happy days. Tony's Tackle, Dreamcast 3 does the business. So if you're interested in one of these rods, you need to get down to Tony's, check out the deals he's doing. But yeah, fantastic rod. I do not need a new rod, but yeah, pleased with that. Let's get this fish back and let's go and pack up and give the rod back. So the Tony's Tackle Dreamcast 3, it is a dream casting machine, let me tell you. I was cracking this out a good old distance after a couple of practice casts with anything from a 3.5 lead or 3.5 ounce lead all the way up to a 5 ounce lead and a 5 ounce with bait. As you saw, it registered the bite of the one fish that we picked up tonight very well and wasn't responding badly to the waves and wind that are currently present here. So yeah, a dream fishing rod. You need to speak to Tony about the sort of deals that he's doing with regard to this rod if you want one, but it is one that comes highly recommended from me. The Dreamcast III-Surf, Tony's Tackle, 4.2 metres, 150 grams to 180 grams. So thanks very much for watching this. I'll see you on the next one, and remember, support your local tackle shop. If you don't use them, you're gonna lose them, and that's what this is all about. These videos are all about supporting local tackle shops. I've matched this one up with a Penn Affinity 7000, and it went very well with that. And I was using a 79 pound breaking strain braid throughout, so it was whistling that out. No leader knots, and yeah, lovely. So again, thank you very much. See you on the next one. Keep safe, keep sane, keep fishing.